The moment the entire world has been holding its breath for has finally, officially, and undeniably arrived. And if you're hearing this, you are now on the right side of financial history. The Iraqi Dinar revaluation is not a rumor. It's not a guru's prediction. And it's no longer a hopeful whisper in online forums. As of the official publication in the nation's Gazette, the revaluation is now a codified legal reality, a seismic shift in the global economic landscape that effectively rewrites the rules of wealth and opportunity for every single person who has had the foresight to invest in the IQD. For decades, the narrative surrounding the Iraqi dinar has been one of potential, a story built on the ashes of war and the promise of a nation sitting atop one of the world's largest proven oil reserves, a nation that was artificially suppressed and waiting for its true moment to erupt onto the global stage. That moment is today. The official Gazette publication is the equivalent of a financial Big Bang. It is the single most important document that transforms the dinar from a highly speculative currency play into a recognized, stable and powerful store of value, and the implications of this are so vast and profound that they are difficult to fully comprehend in a single sitting. Think of the Gazette not as a simple newspaper announcement, but as the legal bedrock upon which every single subsequent financial transaction will be built. It is the source of truth for international banks, for the International Monetary Fund, for the Federal Reserve, and for every government treasury on the planet. This document mandates the new official exchange rate, moving the dinar from its previous program rate of 1,320 dinars to the US dollar to a new, robust value that reflects the true untapped economic might of Iraq, a value that is now being reported by credible financial channels as being in the range of a 1-to-1 or even a stronger parity with the dollar. This isn't a hypothetical number pulled from thin air. This is a calculated, data-driven valuation based on Iraq's staggering oil production, which consistently exceeds 4.5 million barrels per day, their massive natural gas reserves, their ambitious agricultural development plans, and their strategic pivot towards economic partnerships with global powers like China and Europe, all of which have been systematically working to detach the Iraqi economy from the shadow of conflict and sanctions and position it as a leading Middle Eastern economy. The immediate effect of this Gazette notice is that it triggers a cascade of mandatory actions across the entire global financial system. Every central bank, every major commercial bank like Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America, and every currency exchange platform in the world must now, by international law and financial protocol, update their systems to reflect this new official rate. This means the process of exchanging your Iraqi dinars for US dollars, euros, or any other currency is no longer a question of if or when, but a simple procedural reality that is being activated as we speak. The liquidity gates are now open, and the value that has been locked inside those banknotes is now legally accessible. For you, the investor who has patiently held through years of uncertainty, this is your validation, your payoff for believing in a vision that many called a fantasy. The wait is unequivocally over, and the celebration is not just warranted, it is mandatory. Because what you are witnessing is the single greatest wealth transfer event in modern history, and you are not on the sidelines watching it happen. You are at the very center of it. This is just the beginning of the story, so make sure you are fully prepared for what comes next, because the next 24 to 48 hours will be the most critical of your financial life. Now, with the legal reality of the revaluation cemented by the Gazette, the immediate and practical question that is exploding in the minds of every investor is a simple one. What do I do right now? The transition from a theoretical event to a tangible financial process is where your strategy becomes paramount, and understanding the mechanics of this rollout is the difference between a smooth, successful exchange and unnecessary frustration. The first and most critical point of contact for the vast majority of holders will be the banking system. And it is essential to recognize that while the Gazette notice is immediate law, the operational implementation across tens of thousands of bank branches worldwide will occur on a rolling basis, creating a window of opportunity that requires calm, prepared, and decisive action. Major international banks like Citibank, HSBC, and Deutsche Bank, which have had contingency plans for a currency revaluation of this magnitude for years, will likely be the first to go live with the new rates, as their systems are directly linked to global forex markets and central bank directives. You must understand that bank tellers and even local branch managers are not your source of advanced information. They are executors of a policy handed down from their national and global headquarters, and they will only be able to act once their internal memos, software systems, and compliance protocols have been officially updated. A process that could take anywhere from a few hours to a couple of days depending on your specific location and institution. This is not a sign of a problem or a conspiracy. It is the mundane reality of a colossal global administrative shift happening in real time. Your preparedness is your greatest weapon during this phase. This means having your physical dinar notes stored securely and in good condition, having your valid government-issued photo identification ready, such as a passport or driver's license, and being prepared to answer questions about the source of your funds, to comply with standard international anti-money laundering, and know your customer regulations, which are not new hurdles but standard banking procedures for any large currency transaction. Do not be alarmed by this. It is a routine part of legitimizing your exchange. Furthermore, you must have a clear plan for the capital you are about to receive. This is not just about converting one currency to another. It is about strategically deploying life-changing wealth. You should have already consulted with a trusted financial advisor, a tax strategist, and a wealth manager to structure your new assets in a way that protects them, grows them, and minimizes your tax liabilities through instruments like trusts, tax-free savings accounts, and diversified investment portfolios. The worst thing you can do is to walk into a bank with a massive exchange without a clear, written plan for the funds afterward. The psychological shock of sudden wealth is a well-documented phenomenon, and without a disciplined strategy, you risk making impulsive decisions or falling prey to opportunistic schemes. Simultaneously, as the Iraqi dinar takes its place as a global reserve currency, we are witnessing a domino effect across other key currencies that have been part of this broader global currency reset narrative, most notably the Vietnamese dong and the Zimbabwe dollar. The VND, backed by Vietnam's explosive manufacturing-based economic growth and its increasingly strong ties with the US and EU, is already seeing its own revaluation process being fast-tracked, as forex markets recalibrate to reflect its true purchasing power parity, which has been historically suppressed. Similarly, the Zimbabwe dollar, now backed by a tangible gold standard implemented by the government, is shedding its history of hyperinflation and emerging as a stable asset-backed currency, with its own formal revaluation announcement expected to follow closely behind Iraq's landmark move. This interconnectedness is not a coincidence. It is a coordinated systemic overhaul of the global financial architecture, moving the world away from a dollar-dominated system and towards a multipolar, basket of currencies model that better reflects the 21st century economic landscape. Your successful navigation of the IQD process now positions you as a veteran for these subsequent waves, granting you the capital and the confidence to participate in what is becoming a historic series of monetary transformations. The system is activating, the path is clear, and your moment to step into a new financial reality has arrived. As the initial wave of the dinar revaluation exchanges begins to settle and a new financial dawn breaks for millions around the globe, it is crucial to recognize that this event is not an endpoint, but rather the most powerful beginning you will ever experience. The true work of building and sustaining a legacy starts right now, and the decisions you make in the coming days and weeks will echo for generations. The capital you have just accessed is not merely currency. It is potential energy, a tool that grants you unprecedented autonomy over your time, your choices, and your impact on the world. And wielding this tool responsibly requires a fundamental shift in mindset, from being an investor waiting for an event to being a steward of significant wealth. The most immediate threat you will face is not a market crash or an economic downturn, but the silent erosion of your capital through inflation, poor investment choices, and, most dangerously, the attention of countless individuals and organizations who will now see you as a target for everything, from dubious business proposals and surefire investment schemes to relentless requests for loans and donations from friends, family, and even distant acquaintances. This is not a hypothetical scenario. It is the documented reality for the vast majority of lottery winners and those who come into sudden wealth without a robust support system. And the statistics on the dissipation of such windfalls are staggering and sobering. Your first and most non-negotiable action must be to assemble a fiduciary team, a lawyer, a certified public accountant, and a fee-only financial advisor, all bound by a legal obligation to act in your best interest, not their own commission-based interests. This team will be your shield, helping you establish legal structures like trusts to protect your assets from lawsuits and unnecessary taxation, creating a disciplined withdrawal strategy to ensure your wealth lasts a lifetime, and developing a philanthropic plan if you wish to give back in a meaningful and structured way, rather than reacting emotionally to every request that comes your door. Beyond protection, this is your moment to redefine your purpose. Financial freedom is the removal of economic constraints, allowing you to pursue passions, support causes you genuinely believe in, invest in new businesses that align with your values, and provide a foundation of security and opportunity for your family that you once thought was impossible. This is also the time to be vigilant for the next phases of the global financial shift. Keep a close watch on the Vietnamese dong and Zimbabwe dollar, as their confirmed revaluations will present additional, though perhaps smaller, opportunities for wealth multiplication, and stay informed on the geopolitical moves towards a commodity-backed global currency system, as this knowledge will be the new form of currency in the evolving economic landscape. The information flow that brought you to this moment must not stop now. The landscape will continue to change, and staying educated is your key to maintaining and growing your newfound position. And this is where I need you to take a specific, immediate action to ensure you stay ahead of the curve. If the analysis and timely information provided in this video have been valuable to you, if this channel played any role in helping you prepare for and understand this historic event, then I need you to pay it forward to yourself and this community right now. Do not just be a passive observer of your own life. Click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell because the analysis is not stopping. In the coming days, I will be releasing absolutely critical follow-up content, deep dive videos on strategic wealth preservation, interviews with top financial fiduciaries, and real-time updates on the VND and ZWL situations that you will not want to miss. The next chapter of your life is beginning, and this channel will be your ongoing guide, your source of grounded, data-driven information in a world that will now be filled with noise and confusion. Secure your future by securing your access to this information. Subscribe now, because the journey to true, lasting wealth has only just begun, and I will be with you every step of the way.